Welcome to the program. Good morning. This is Bystons and this is Christian Atiku. I know you're wondering why we're here this morning. We are moving away from the distraction, the noise over there, but we'll be there in no time. I'm Christian Atiku. Let's take a look at what we have today. We are at the back of the Ogba police station and also the Nigerian Institute of Journalism. We're right at the back. If you look at the building, that's the building that houses. Yes, according to Mr. Marty, there's no cause for alarm. I have the Daily Sun with me this morning. The Daily Sun with me. I also have the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Yes, court processes between PDP and APC. PDP begins counter court process to disqualify Tinubu. Insists he's ineligible to contest presidential polls. Says $160,000 for future nullifies Tinubu's nomination. PDP lacks originality, always copying. That is from the APC, tackling themselves. Politics, Buhari will win battle for Tinubu, says as long as Atiku Obi make fresh promises. We are looking at our report this morning. Adeleke, Osun APC, trade wars over rising insecurity and thuggery. 39 Catholic priests killed, 30 abducted in 2022, according to reports. Yes, this is the Lekki deep sea port yesterday, as inaugurated by the President Buhari. He said that it's going to create more jobs for Lagosians. I wish I have the opportunity to be part of those that is going to create jobs for. Let's move on. Probably I'll consult Mr. Kunle so that he can connect me. Yes. Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Elections, 3.5 million students won't vote. They will be in school during elections, whereas they registered at home. Nigerians knock varsities, polytechnics for not considering academic break. That means during the elections, the schools will be on. Automatically disenfranchising 3.5 million students from voting. Let's look at other reports there this morning. PDP insists that Tinubu cannot contest the 2023 elections. They are heading to court. Still on the old Naira, Nigerians lament over long queues at ATM points. Nigerians lament over long queues at ATM points. Only of Ife demands end to human trafficking, seeks stiffer punishment for corporates as the CBN is under pressure as deadline draws near. NACO suspends a 14-hour strike. International local flights grounded. Yesterday there was a strike at the Lagos State Airport. NACO went on strike over their pay. Everyone is going on strike. We are looking at the doctors whether they will still go on strike. I have Mr. Kunle. Good morning, Mr. Kunle.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, more
good
jobs.
Nature, yeah, good nature. Yeah, good nature. You really appreciate
it's good to be around the nature.
Our brain will come small. Right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, viewers. God bless everybody.
Okay, let's look at the Lekki deep sea port is going to create more jobs.
That's a great achievement for Lagos State. I mean, whosoever planned that Lekki, I mean, bring that vision of, you know,
West Africa.
Is that what they say? Biggest in West Africa?
Yeah.
Wow. Sahara, Sub-Sahara.
You know, there are some ships that they cannot come to the coastal line because it's not the deepness of.
Yes.
So that one has a deep.
This one is a
16.
port,
I think
yes.
16.
So it's quite different from Apapa port. Yeah. Thank God from. I mean, even where clearing them. I mean, staying away from this Apapa port messed up. You know, messed. And a new brand new airport, I mean seaport on ground now. Kudos to the person that initiated that project, and I think we have to give kudos to Lagos State likewise.
To create this part of Sonolu's project.
No. It started right from Fashola era.
It's not
the foundation. It's not. It's a teamwork. Okay. And that's why if you have a good team, if you have a good team, the coach has less work. You know, because without the coach even being around, they must have designated their jobs for them to do, different jobs to do. So it started by Fashola, then from Fashola but the main master plan was, I think, Tinubu master plan. Likewise, the blue rail line you're seeing that the commission likewise, it was Jakonde master plan. So all of them, and we're just queuing behind it to, you know, actualize the projects. Because we could remember it was same Mr. President, this Buhari, that nullified that project in Lagos. You know, metro lane.
During military
era when him and Diagbon. So I think the old mistakes, all of them are coming to correct the old mistakes they made there. So kudos to the
What is happening with the PDP? Yes, they have begun a court process to disqualify Tinubu, saying that the $460,000 for future nullifies Tinubu's nomination.
They should go to court and let the court do the judgment. You know, one party going to court, another one counter the court and all sort of things. Counter court, and people like say counter court.
Counter court process.
Yeah. You know,
you take me,
you dagger me, I dagger you. You know, that's what is going on now. Because I could remember now that what's this guy called Keyamo. Yeah. Keyamo is in court against
Atiku.
PCB, or what's it called? The SPV project account that Marina account. But that's what's it called? It's SPV. That's what's it called? The name of that account is SPV account. Okay. But they name it Marine account. Sorry, Marine account. So what is there now is they are just opening their dirtiness in public and let them go to court. Let the judges are there waiting for them. You know, I think court is a busy place now. Court will be a busy place now, this election time. And you should not overwhelm the court with all these unnecessary cases that cannot go anywhere. Because America has to involve with all this. They have to verify. They have to bring their, what's it called, their witness. From it take them to fly. It will take a long.
I hope it's not going to interfere with the election.
That's what I'm saying. But you will see what the court will keep striking all those cases out. That you cannot use that to disrupt the election. It's like they want to set us back to square one. There was a case too that be dual citizenship. All those cases cannot see light of the day. You know, event has taken over all those houses, and our judges know that they don't want any intruders that will come in and disrupt the electoral,
Okay, there's something happened at the Bauchi Stadium when Buhari and Tinubu, the chairman of the APC, you know what happened?
There was
the lights went off.
Yeah, blackout. There was,
I want to react to that.
I will say that because they went to an enemy states, And
but the crowd was massive.
It was massive. But stop looking at massive crowd you see. Youth are jobless. Youth want to be anywhere there is active events, Anywhere there's active events, people want to go there. Youth want to go there. Oh, is this Tinubu we've been hearing? Let's go and see him. Is it Mr. Buhari that we've been hearing? Let's go and see him. Is it Mr. Atiku you've been hearing? Let's go and see him. Is it Mr. Obi we're seeing? Let's go and see him. So this crowd you're seeing in all the political rally, campaign rally, you can't vouch that they will translate that crowd.
According to reports, the thing was cut off by some mischievous.
Yes, we know. And you don't even. Yes, it's an enemy. I told you it's an enemy state they went to. The guy that controlled that, Bala Mohammed, is a staunch supporter of Atiku. Is a staunch Atiku boy. So if you want to come to my state, come to my state. Even now, when you see time, when your voice is loud, people can know what you want to do. People can appreciate your campaign.
The ovation was loud.
The ovation was loud, but they could not even present their manifesto there. They could not, the purpose of going there to campaign was defeated. They have to rush themselves out that, oh boy, these people want to disgrace us. Let us go before, this thing went, deep down. So it's a big disgrace for the rally that the APC organized there, because we know Bala Mohammed must have set all those things up. Say,
okay, accusing the governor.
What's going to do that with that? Who's going to do that? Is it not stadium? Is it not stadium they use?
Yeah, the stadium.
That's dirty politics we play in this country. That's part of the dirty politics. You could see in Rivers too, when the opposition were campaigning. Is it easy for an ordinary citizen to carry bomb and detonate bomb? Is it easy? If you throw bomb in anywhere here, it's like you want to launch war against the states. That's one thing. So the dirty politics we play here warrants, pave way for all those, abnormalities you are seeing. What happened in Kaduna, in Bauchi yesterday, was the handwork of the PDP in Bauchi. And the leader of the PDP in Bauchi is always the governor. The leader of any party is always the governor, right? So that is what you would expect.
Honorable Mahi in Ebonyi State with the P2B supporters. Something also happened when they went there for rally.
So do you think average citizen will go and just stop or bring down the billboard of the? Is it that not what you hear? Anambra, that Soludo, you know, I mean Soludo has to send some people. With that one even came clear, it came plain, you know, it came out plainly that yes, we did that because there's no,
okay, in Osun State, Adeleke and Osun APC trade wars over rising insecurity. That's your state.
That's my state. Third grade, definitely. I know there
is rising.
I know the third grade will be rising because he has outlawed the union, transport union, and the politics in there is those unions they really work for Oyetola. They were in alliance with Oyetola, so we came in and they want to break that jinx. I want to break the what's it called? You know, break them to pieces. Say okay, under my tenure, under my governance, I will not be able to tolerate arguing. I will not be able to tolerate transport in Osun State. That is what, because majority of them campaign, for Oyetola. So it's like a hit back. It's like a hit back to those guys.
Would you love to see that in Lagos State?
Lagos, they will be fading it gradually because as it is, you know, Lagos is combination of Nigerians Agbero. In Lagos here, you see Hausa Agbero, you see Igbo Agbero, you see Federal Agbero. It's composition of Federal Agbero. So I think it's federal government that needs to sort that one out because they've grown a lot and they've grown.
They have become an
institution on their own. So I so find it for when I get to sit there some park at times, I'll say but then you say that only the Lagos Agbero there. But I will see different tribes around controlling park.
Even in
Ogba here, we see Igbo man controlling
over there at where the bikes are. We see announcer man
collecting tickets. So Lagos issue, is a laughing stock. But let's just forget about the way Lagos brought them. One day solution will maybe one day they will turn them to good boys and you know they will turn them to good boys and you know you always turn. It's a good thing to always turn bad boys to good boys, you know, so that they can create a meaningful life for them.
Okay, elections, 3.5 million students won't vote. They will be in school during elections.
They're now about the electorals. Who is printing all this? Who are the media printing all this? They will be in school, but the returning officers, who are the returning officers? Who are the people they always use for returning officers? Are they not the lecturers? Are they not the university lecturers? So definitely, there will be a short break for them. If it is 3 days for election, that will happen. So anybody printing
travel to their schools, probably they registered somewhere around here.
Yes.
They travel to their schools.
Yes. Yes.
Then they have to come back.
Yeah, they have to.
Spending the transportation.
They have to. Yeah. It's worth doing because it's a deciding factor for your future. This election is a deciding factor for where you want to take your future to.
Okay.
Right? So spending transport from Kaduna or from Jos or from Unical or from Nnamdi Azikiwe University down to Lagos you shouldn't value it like the election, the purpose of that journey, that it's a lifetime thing, 4 years event, and which all this ASU you have been complaining of, ASU strike, the government will come in and put an end to that. And we shall, we can just be an end to all those bad, rubbish, garbages of strike today, strike tomorrow, strike to. You know, it's only Nigeria. It says that strike has been permanent. It has been from years, days back. There was always strike within the university, and they will shut down the university. That thing has been happening since 70s. You know, Ali must go Palava, and the same Ali must go that caused those things. They still recycle those same people. You know, that man later became a minister, a chairman of the party under President Obasanjo. So they've been recycling the destiny of the youth. So our destiny has been recycled, and that is why I always say, me as I am, let's call for constitutional conform, right? Constitutional conform, so that we can all see which way Nigeria, which way to go, which way masses, which way to go, which way Nigeria. Because that is what we should be looking at.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Mr. Kunle.
It's a pleasure.
I'm inviting Honorable Matthew Obianese. Yeah. Honorable Matthew Obianese, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Let's look at the old Naira note. Nigerians lament over long queues at the ATM. And also CBN under pressure as deadline draws near.
Once again, thank you for having me. I think what is playing out is we have a situation where CBN have repeatedly maintained their position that they have made available enough new Naira note to the commercial banks. And the commercial banks on their own part have consistently said that they don't have the sufficient new Naira notes. And the reality is that customers who are visiting commercial banks are not getting the new Naira notes. That's the reality on ground. So now the issue is either the banks, commercial banks have not gotten enough new Naira notes, or the allegation that came from CBN that some of them may be hoarding and diverting it is the reality. So it's either of the two. Whenever I look at it, I think CBN have a responsibility to make sure that they know anyone that is doing sharp practice. And again, I think before now, CBN as a body needed to do one thing. They needed to plant tracking device in some of those bundles, so that if you take perhaps 500 million, 200 million, 100 million in bulk without dismantling it, without dismembering it to a location, maybe you went to somebody's house, give that person maybe 500 million, 200 million, 300 million, allocate it as a banker, maybe to get commission. There should be tracking device so that CBN can know that this bulk of money is somewhere.
You're saying they are diverting the money.
What I'm saying that if it's diverted, if such huge amount is diverted, CBN should have planted tracking device in the currency, in the mint.
You have a suspicion that they are diverting the money.
But what I'm saying is, to foster it, to get at anyone that wants to do it, where they move the cash to the banks, they should have planted tracking device.
Mr. Matthew is saying that they are taking these monies to politicians.
It is allegation CBN made that there's a possibility of the commercial banks holding it or diverting it.
So if you are going to sue Mr. Matthew, you join the CBN.
It's not about sue. I'm telling you the allegation that came from CBN.
Okay.
And me as a person, I'm of the view that what they needed to do to avoid that situation or to get at anybody who is doing it is to have planted tracking device in those mints.
So because let's get an understanding that
because the way it is, the reality is
people are taking this money. There's a possibility that people are taking this money from
the commercial banks, instead of making it available for the general public, taking it to private individuals who have chunk of money in their respective homes.
So it's
perhaps
clear now.
Get some kickback from the bank officials and they return the old Naira note from the houses to the banking system.
Okay, CBN under pressure.
If that happens, it means the whole essence of wanting to withdraw the money circulation would have been defeated. So it's on that basis I'm saying that what CBN needed to do is to plant tracking devices in the bundles of those currencies, so that if you take it in bulk, those tracking devices will be inside the bulk of the money you are moving. If you take it to Bauchi, to Kano, Bayelsa, Delta, in bulk, they can track it and know where it has gone to, and they can go with security agencies to recover it. That's what I'm saying.
With microchip.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So CBN under pressure as the deadline draws near.
And again, I sense this one is speculative. Okay. I sense a scenario where CBN may deliberately want to starve the banks of the new mints, to force Nigerians who refuse to return the old Naira note to the banking system. Don't forget that the law in Nigeria forbids France at a station where you as a private individual, you have more than 5 million Naira at your disposal. And as we speak, there may be some politicians or Nigerians who would have stashed stock up to 200 million, 500 million, 800 million in their various houses, as the case may be, and who have direct link with all these bankers, bank managers, so that if those bank managers receive this bulk of new Naira notes, they can call them, they bring to their house and evacuate the old Naira notes. Okay. So I'm saying I'm foreseeing a situation where CBN may definitely want to serve the commercial banks of this new Naira note to force these unscrupulous elements to return the money at their disposal. I'm saying it's speculative. Okay. It's not as if it's something I got information from anywhere.
Okay, the elections, 3.5 million students won't vote. They will be in school during elections, whereas they registered at home.
That would be too bad. Because for me, I think the government should know the importance of the nation, and they should know the importance or the implication of disenfranchising that category of Nigerians who happen to be enlightened Nigerians. Because once you are the category of a student, it is believed that you should know your right from you should know your rights. And such person will not be the one, in fact, you're already an opinion leader. So such person will not be the one that will say his vote, his or her vote. So to that extent, I think there is need for the institutions to declare if it's a week break, 2 weeks break for the purpose of the general election. Because otherwise, I think the students should sue the government for disenfranchising them, because you cannot force a student to be in the campus, perhaps undergoing academic activity when the election is going on. And if you decide to abandon the school and go and participate in the electoral process, he may miss 1 or 2 in the academic process. So you have ended up disenfranchising that student. I'm saying that if this authority insists that the students must be in campus, must be undergoing through academic activities during the election period, the students should sue the government to enforce their right to exercise their franchise.
Okay, let's move on. I believe the government should listen to this and make sure they have this 3.5 million students vote on the election day. Okay, PDP and APC counter court process. This one is to disqualify Tinubu.
It's not unexpected, and it's very difficult, extremely difficult, like a Herculean task to say court will disqualify a Tinubu or Atiku. All these things are just what do I call it? It's just a maru. It's just for the purpose of, because I understand that this period there's always accusation, counter accusation, fighting.
Why don't you focus on the issues? Focus on
it's quite unfortunate, because that is what you see. These politicians have a way of trying to change the narrative. They want what they want the public to start discussing is what you are saying. As a person, if you ask me, I would want the PDP, APC, Labour Party to start speaking to the issues. As we speak, in 1980, all the automobile we are using in Nigeria, all the vehicles were being assembled here.
Yeah, they were
jobs were created here.
Yeah.
Porsche that was all over the place, that was like a government vehicle, trucks, they had their plant here. Though it's not Nigerian manufacturer, but they were being assembled here. They created a job here. Yeah. Michelin, where you manufacture tire, you had it here. Dunlop, you had it here. So we need these political parties and their candidates to start speaking to the issues. How do you bring back these glorious days of 1980 and back? Naira was more than dollar in value.
In 1980.
Because we were productive.
1980.
Yes, yes.
80 kobo to $1.
Yes, thank you.
80 kobo to $1.
There is
yes, 1980.
There was the era of Granite Pyramid in the north.
Yes.
How do you have to hope to bring us back to that era? We had the era of palm oil from the southeast. How do you bring us back to that? We have the era of cocoa in the southwest. How do you bring us back to that? We have the era of rubber plantation from the southwest, midwest, south, and all that. Yeah. How do you bring us back to that? I remember I worked in a company called Reliance after my ending. They get rubber, this rubber dropping. Rubber
latex.
And they process it into what we call crumb. That crumb is used to manufacture shoe soles. We were exporting it then. But at the point, the company brought in machines to start producing shoe sole, farm bed, and all that. So you must create job, you must grow your GDP for you to return Nigeria to productivity. So these are the issues the candidates should be speaking to. And again, insecurity. How do you hope to resolve it? As we speak, this government has spent 1.4 trillion to carry about turnaround maintenance on our refineries. We are not refining. How do you reverse that trend?
We have a Port Harcourt refinery waiting.
Is he modular refinery or the former refinery that have not been working?
Modular.
That one is another issue. So, and as we speak, 133 million Nigerians are dimensionally poor. What policy do you have in place as APC candidate? What alternative do you have in place to reverse this trend? As a Labour Party, tell us how you want to do. Have listened to Labour Party and convince his approach to addressing it. Then PDP, what are your plans to reverse the trend? These are the issues we want to hear. Not forcing us to give us narrative of fighting dirty. This one is this. And at the end of the day, the police is not independent enough to take these candidates to account, to hold them to account.
The DSS.
Whether they call it DSS, are not independent enough to do their job.
At all.
I told you the other day, I say Benjamin Netanyahu as Israeli Prime Minister is by Israeli police.
Yes.
And the wife was convicted because the wife entered into plea bargain when she saw that the case was going against her. What was the issue? The wife was fond of going to grocery stores to buy food items, and money was, and they had chef who cooked for government. So they saw it as misappropriation of fund. She was charged to court and she pleaded guilty. Sorry, she entered into plea bargain, and the court adopted the resolution of the plea bargain. So she was convicted. What are we saying? In Nigeria, the institutions are not independent.
At all.
So telling me that Atiku is under prosecution, what is it called? Tinubu is under prosecution is a waste of time and a waste of resources. Nobody will find them guilty.
Okay, let's look at the Lekki Seaport. It's going to bring in more jobs in Lagos State.
Even if you say it's bringing more jobs, we need to decentralize Nigerian port system. Because, come to think of it, people are shouting that Lagos is overpopulated. There is no way Lagos will not be overpopulated as long as you have all the import, all the points of import here in Lagos.
Yes.
The only way you can decentralize, you can make population to go away from Lagos is to import in almost all the coastal states in the country. Lagos do not have comparative advantage over Delta, over Akwa Ibom, over Bayelsa. Why can't you dredge on the Niger, so that they can take, if not mother vessel, daughter vessel? So what I'm saying is, all these things are not the way to run an economy. Okay, what tell me that somebody who have his customer base in Onitsha still need to come to Lagos to clear a goods that is meant for Onitsha market. It is not proper. One, you are increasing the cost of freight. They are talking about producing locally, but when we are importing, that the man who is importing, by the time the goods get price will not be so high. So by the time you concentrate, the man who want to sell in Delta, how to come to Lagos? The man who want to sell in Kaduna, I can understand that not perhaps do not have access to sea, but AC, you try to minimize cost of importation by opening those. And let me tell you that the narrative or the fear that if you allow those people to work, it will lead to disintegration, pure politics. It's not true. Jonathan was a president. Jonathan did not use the privilege of being the president. When Jonathan was president, Jonathan made Iyejirika first in Nigerian history. Iyejirika, as an Igbo man, did not seize government did not use opportunity to seize government because he's an Igbo man. If you allow this to work in the south side and the southeast, that they will take advantage of it and divide Nigeria.
The argument is relative, whether Iyejirika used to seize government. Look at the military formation, you can see.
As the chief of army staff, you have right to reshuffle hierarchy.
Or whatever.
And you have rights, by the privilege of having power at your disposal. The president is at your mercy.
Yes.
Because he's just the president, though he commands you, but all the power of arm is with you. In the same vein, if the current chief of defense staff, chief of army staff, want to unseat Muhammad Buhari, it doesn't take him rocket science. It's not a rocket science, because all the military lieutenants
under his command.
Under him. He can decide to unseat Mr. President even as we speak. But what I'm saying is, if an Igbo man occupied that position, he didn't use it to divide Nigeria or seize power. So the argument that if you allow economic activities in those regions to work by extending port to that area, that it will lead to secession is pure politics.
Okay. Yeah, you're not looking at the fact that it's going to provide jobs.
No, you are going to create jobs. It has so many advantages. But people who decide to play politics with it make us try to hoodwink the gullible Nigerians. And you see that even most people who ought to argue in favor of liberalizing these things for a better Nigerian economy do not even see it the same way.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Martin.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a okay, Oluwa of the Federal Republic of
Nigeria. What's happening?
Nigeria.
We're inside the department of the story.
Yeah, inside the GRA.
We're not in the GRA.
In the GRA.
We relocate to
the home.
Yes. Now we're in Dubai. We're in Dubai. We're enjoying our conversation here.
Okay, let's move on. Yes. So you don't see the new Naira note?
Naira note. I've seen it.
You have one. You have one.
I don't have one. I don't have money. Where will I have one?
Okay, PDP begins counter court process to disqualify Tinubu. PDP takes Tinubu to court. APC take Atiku to court. They are countering themselves.
Just like you see, just like what happened years back when Sarumen with Abala Jebube, they were fighting themselves. At the end of the day, Otedola was from nowhere became a governor of Lagos. So that is what is going to happen. Because
okay, as they fight themselves.
Yeah, it's a spiritual fighting. The rain from the spirit. I said those people that time has gone, they can't continue again. So they have to fight themselves, they have to fight dirty. At the end of the day, our choice will come. The real choice of the masses of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will come to pass.
Okay, in Bauchi State, when Buhari joined Tinubu, as the chairman of APC was about to give his speech, the offline.
Imagine that situation.
The whole stadium.
They are embarrassing themselves to the whole world. The whole stadium, president was there.
Yeah. After they all left.
They all left embarrassed, but that's what I'm telling you. They failed the system. They make me and you to suffer. Now they now let the whole world to see their weakness, so they can't come back anymore. Their time has gone, so they must reveal themselves. Imagine a president in a campaign, the light is gone. Talk less of me and you, no light 100 years. They turn electric to candle. That is government magic. That is what my adopted father said. Blessed memory. See, the government magic, they turn electric to candle. See what happened? Embarrassment of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's why we say we need a new systematic change. We don't even want them anymore. That their change is zero change. Our own change is neutral change. So we want our own home now. Their own home is, we are tired of them. We don't tire. I always tell you, we are tired to carry any more of that shit. Imagine the president darkness. Where they kidnap him there, kidnap all of them.
They should kidnap the president.
Yeah, they have God just save them because they are kidnapping people. They are kidnapping me. There was opportunity for them to take them away. They will let you go see what is happening in Nigeria. Suffering and smiling. Let us support your department.
Okay, let's look at in election 3.5 million students will not vote.
Why would they not vote?
They will be in school during election.
Okay, election time they will be in school.
They're asking the schools, don't come on session because this is election time, but still.
The government of Nigeria is a federal government. The president is Nigeria as a government. I'm not here in the world. They never be done in any country. When there's this is a general election. You couldn't use student or any. Every Nigeria is when you are above 18. So the school, no matter how it must be close. Go and do your political right. Don't withdraw numbers, don't withdraw figures. Those figures are numbers. From 10 to 20, when you reach 3, you become 1. So I don't buy that language. That language is a part of the language. We want to make sure that we don't come out and we must come out.
Okay, Lekki deep sea ports, more jobs for Lagosians.
All those ones, they are vagabond story.
See, we have the president, you have Sonolu, we have
that is their packaging. Lagos is almost 24 million or above people in the state. Every day is suffering and smiling in the bush. Only that support, only that Papa work. Don't you see the congestion that is there? Suffering and smiling. Many states will now come to Lagos and carry their goods and when they have available alternative means to do things in their place, why only Lagos? See, that is the problem we are facing. You not keep one side. You not keep one side in the darkness. You not keep one side in the light. And majority of everybody's down. You have to force them to come to one place. And you call yourself one Nigeria. That's what I'm telling you about. We have to divide the situation. Let everybody have his own way of doing things. Let's centralize things. Let's make it like 50 to 50. Only Lagos Seaport, Lagos Airport, Lagos. Everybody want to go to anywhere now. You want to come to Motor Moment Airport. And there is airport in some area. But why did you do like that? Because the language is not pure.
Okay, Buhari, while speaking in Bauchi, said that he has satisfied Nigerians.
You can never say he's never satisfied Nigeria. That is his language. The language Nigeria sees itself. The whole world says Nigeria is not satisfied. You are
not satisfied?
No.
You paid 100 naira for...
I told you I paid 100 naira for him, but he fucked this shit up. So it's not reliable. So his story is zero story. He betrayed. I can't collect my money back. I know God have already collected it back from him.
Otilo.
He fell away.
Otilo.
He fell away. He took my money away. 100 naira for all Nigeria. I don't even know. That was a betrayal home. That was a fraudster home. At the end of the day, the whole promise, inside 100 promise, no one was done.
So if you have opportunity, will you collect your money back?
I know. So his time has come. Let him go.
So you dash him the money?
Yes, let him go with the money.
So if they give you the money back, you not collect?
No, let him go, because let him go with his cause. Because it make Nigeria to be
only one. Give them the language.
Yes, the language one of over one. The language that you and I, Nigeria as a whole, come outside with the PPC. Let's just a 2 hours an hour for us to package that package and leave the corridor of power for you and I to control what really belongs to you and I.
Okay, thank you very much, Oluwawan, for your contribution. I have Maziraf. Good morning, Maziraf.
Good morning, Christian, and good morning, viewers.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
We are looking at PDP APC having counter court. This one say disqualify Tinubu. This one say disqualify Atiku.
You know that if you look at both candidates, they are not qualified to be Nigerian president. You know, your question is taking me back to what Obasanjo said, that all the big fish in the Nigerian politics and even the aspirants, some of them should be in jail. They should be. That is
no, he didn't say that this year.
No, from all. It wasn't this year. He said it last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yes, it means all of them. Let me name them. You see, from let me say Babangida. Ernest Chonoko is gone. That one, he was just under the serious watch of Abacha's regime and the Abacha's COS, Chief of Security Officer, CSO. Then himself, Obasanjo, he said all of us. Obasanjo was using, he was included. He was not excluding himself. So, Tinubu, Atiku, you understand? All of them should be in jail. That's what he said. And he's right. Both retired governors of some states, they should have been in jail. I don't know what I understand. So counter attacks, they are attacking themselves because they know that two of them are fallible. Do you understand? To be, in the jails or to be, not they are not qualified to be
ineligible.
They are ineligible. They are not eligible to be Nigerian presidents. Two of them. So that's why you see them attacking themselves, because Atiku, himself. Atiku, himself is a crook. Obasanjo said it. That if we could see the amount of money that belongs to this country, do you understand, stolen by Atiku in the past. In fact, he said Atiku is richer than Dangote. Yes, that's what Obasanjo said. And then if you look at that point, that statement is right. Because he knew Atiku too well, more than anybody. So look at Tinubu himself. So that's why two of them are just cat and rat in this game. Atiku will point at Tinubu. Tinubu will be pointing at Atiku. I think you understand. If you look at the criticism that is coming to Obi's angle, it's always from Tinubu. Atiku doesn't criticize Obi. I don't know what I understand. If Atiku
is in the best position to criticize because Obi worked with him.
He worked with him. Was a deputy. Thank you, but he has not seen anything wrong with Obi. Tinubu, if he starts any rally, Obi will be receiving his own punches first. He will punch Obi verbally before he turns to Atiku. So both are not eligible to be Nigerian president. So
okay,
if they are fighting, that's good. They are not
qualified.
They are not qualified, honestly.
Let's look at what happened in Bauchi. Yes, everybody's saying that.
Yes, after that, let me tell you, see why it's very hilarious was that before this guy could say Jack, the power, whatever, NEPA went off light. So along the line, he said that he has done his best for Nigeria, isn't it? See, you have done your best for Nigeria, and you are in the middle of error, mistake committed by your own administration. Why shouldn't you address the issue of the day while you are in Bauchi? That is to convince the states, the stakeholders of that state, that APC can perform if elected. But while you are talking, people start seeing loopholes in your own administration and say you are claiming that you have done well. Last year, Obasanjo made Oshibanjo sorry that Buhari is the best president Nigeria has ever had. That was when I started to, looking at the personality of Oshibanjo. Whether that man was a pastor or a prophet or another thing that people said he was in the Christendom. How could you make such a statement? Look at Bauchi's mistake, Bauchi's, gate. Let me say Bauchi campaign gate. You are about to talk. NEPA, he's trying to tell you that
the government could not face.
Thank you. You are full of error. We don't need you here. Your campaign is null and void. You shouldn't talk. They took light. So that will tell you the amount of error, mistakes, she understand, committed by this administration. I think understand. And he ended up telling them that he has done well, he has done his best for Nigeria. I'm telling you that
Tinubu
man
is going to continue.
That Tinubu is going to continue from where he stopped. Let me tell you, he's disqualifying Tinubu. He's putting Tinubu to trouble. I always say it on and on over time on this platform that Buhari is putting Tinubu to trouble. Tinubu to continue from where you stop. Where you stop. Do you know how many Catholic priests that were killed in 2022? 39 Catholic priests killed, 30 abducted. In your own administration last year, and you are telling us that you have done your best for Nigeria.
What it takes to make a priest is not.
Let me tell you, to become a priest, do you know the processes? Seminary school. Some of them, I think Coventry, or where do they stay, underground to pray and other things. I think, okay, the sisters are for the Coventry, I think. So let me tell you, do you know how many pastors that were killed from 2020 till date? I don't want to say 2015, because I know that in Dim died the beginning of 2020, and the rest of the pastors that were killed in the
pastor was buried just not long ago.
Thank you, that was buried. Look at the shooting at St. Augustine Abbey or Francis in Owo, Ondo State. Look at how Christians were being, were killed and murdered within the period of 8 years. Many Christians lost their lives. Many worshippers lost their lives. Priests and pastors, you understand, lost their lives. I don't know what I understand. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know who is in charge here. I don't know who is at Aso Rock. I'm telling you, sometimes I ask myself if that man could speak good English, because they should listen to him. The Francophones, Nigeria Republic is one of them. The Francophone countries in West Africa. Why should they impose somebody that is not, well knowledgeable about Nigerian geography? Because sometimes I look at the guy to know I can say this true. Let me tell you, I give it now the car of Buhari. The current Buhari is not a Nigerian. He wouldn't have that prerogative to tell us that he has done well.
He has done well,
for
despite
us,
what Nigerians have
death, in the midst of deprivation, in the midst of, let me tell you, insecurity, all about it, that we have done well for Nigeria. Listen, I received an intel from America yesterday. The women in veil, they are always put on veil. Okay. So they were speaking. I just consulted one of my European. They are talking something like they are voting for Labour. And you know how less educated over there are. They were going that to everybody. They put the poster. Labour Party, PDP, Atiku, Tinubu, APC, Towore, blah, 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 and the rest of the political parties that are going for presidency. Those local women were saying Labour Party, Labour Party. I'm telling you, in a very local place. So this time around, everybody has come out to boot the so-called APC regime out of sight. We don't want them to exist anymore. So telling the whole world that he has done well, that Tinubu is continuing from where he's stopped, is jeopardizing Tinubu's chances of winning this year election. I'm telling you, Tinubu is not going anywhere because Buhari is the one dragging him backward.
Okay, let's move on. We have 3.5 million students that won't vote because of school session.
School session won't be school. There will be no school session during the election. Ask me why. Right. The returning officers, the party agents, all of them are lecturers, what do you call them, teachers, students, academic, staffers. They should be the one that will be in charge. So I don't know who is going to teach students that day if there will be school. I think you understand. If we are telling ourselves the truth, what are they studying that day? What are they going to teach in the schools that day? The students, they are part of this country. They form good percentage of Nigerian population. They should be among the voters. They should not disenfranchise them. 3.5 million students, they should go and exercise their what? Their civil rights that day. It is not right if they allow school to operate that day. I'm telling you, there should be no school that day. Both gubernatorial, both presidential, local government, House of Rep, and House of Assembly. Students qualified from 18 upward in the university. Some are in the secondary school that up to 18. Yeah. In some localities in the north, we have some 23-year-old, 30-year-old in the secondary school. Primary school, they are too. I didn't understand. Because you can't use the southern Nigeria, southwest, southeast, south to judge them. Over there, you have some people that are 30 still in secondary school. Now, I'm telling you the truth. It's a gospel truth.
Okay.
So they shouldn't disenfranchise those students in the north. They shouldn't disenfranchise those students in the south as well. That day, there shouldn't be school. So that everybody will come out en masse and make their own right choice.
Okay. Lastly, what's your advice for the elections? Seeing that we are getting close, few days to the election.
A few days to the election, I have many advices to give, especially my brothers in the southeast. Yesterday,
in fact,
I watched
a local government chairman.
Yes, I watched a gory video of how a local government chairman in Imo State was slaughtered. But like a goat. They didn't, show mercy to him because according to intelligence report, even there was a narrator. Somebody was narrating story about how the chairman, local government chairman, was busy killing the Imolites, the youths in his own local government. He used the Bubagu vigilantes. He used other, forces. Let me just call them forces or security agents to kill and maim the youth in that local government.
Okay.
I think under his watch, many youths in their thousands were killed in Imo State. So after the abduction, they demanded money, ransom on his head, and he paid to the tune of 6 million. After collecting the money, they still killed him. That will tell you the level of animosity the local government chairman has meted out to the youth in that local government. The man was not a good person. If actually the man was a good person, they wouldn't have killed him. I'm telling you the truth. If you look at how remorseful he was to indicate it was painful to die such death, you will find out that that man somehow is guilty. Though God knows. I'm not trying to rejoice that they killed the man. He's a fellow human being like me, apart from being an Igbo man. But what I'm saying is that they are sending good messages to Uzodinma, that is the way they are going to slaughter him that day. Because Uzodinma himself, the killings of the youth in Imo State, Uzodinma is not showing any remorse at all. He enjoys the game. He likes it. He invites military operation to his own state. The military started killing both innocent and the guilty. The innocent, the guilty were being slaughtered on daily basis in Imo State and under the watch of Imo State's governor. Don't you see that it has something to do with, let me say, immorality of the highest order? In Igbo society, we don't allow killings, we don't spill blood.
That's not the trend.
Igbos is not the trend, it's not a common trend in Igbo land. If you kill person in your community, you are going to go on banishment. That is outside court settlement. They don't want court, they don't want politics, they don't want government. But you are going to be banished for 10 years. That is for my own community. After 10 years, you will come back. They will do cleansing rites for you to be reintegrated among your people, with your people. I think you understand. So killing is not a trend in Igbo. It's a new trend now that we've seen. And it started from Hope the mass, desperate over what, this election, gubernatorial election, which, of course, he they are won. They are won, and Hope, because he was a 419, he knew, government forces, agents more than that guy. He was, more or less an errand boy to Buhari in the 80s. Errand boy to Babangida. I think understand each and every administration that comes, who puts on them, what do you call it? Ojus or Kanu, Atoezes. I will name them in Igbo lands. These people are witches and wizards. They work with any government that comes and goes. So who puts on them now use that as, an excuse to manipulate that election in Imo State, and he succeeded. I didn't understand.
So would there be election this 2023 without this happening?
What we are saying now is that Imo State, I doubt if there will be election in Imo State. Anambra State, I doubt it. The 5 states, southeastern states, there won't be. I'm telling you, because they are serious about it. Daniel Capo is the man that is in charge of Ambazonia now. Though Ambazonia might not be declared a republic now, a republic nation, or sovereign nation, but somebody is in charge. The man has come out, he told Igbos, you are not going to election. If you go to election, probably you are still in Nigeria. You are not going to conduct referendum. Nigerian nation can never allow referendum conducted so that Biafra should go. What we are doing now is the normal thing. Keep on doing it. Countries like Cameroon did not give them referendum. Countries like Nigeria in 1949 did not give Ambazonia referendum. It was in 1953 that United Nations considered Ambazonia to be on their own before being ceded to Cameroon. And this time around, Cameroon did not allow referendum. Do you know that it is the same way that they are killing Biafrans, that Cameroon government was killing Ambazonia people, that allowed the United States of America to come in with United Nations, and you can see Ambazonia is free today.
Yes, free.
So Capo Daniel is advising the Igbos to stay put, to stand on their right, that there's nothing like referendum. It is not done that way. It is only United Nations that will come if you are being killed and suppressed. Do you understand? They will give the referendum themselves. No country has ever given any country referendum.
Okay,
it cannot be possible.
Thank you very much.
Christian.
God bless you. With that, we've come to the end of the program. Bystanders and instance. I'm Christian Atiku. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Click on the like button so that we can have more reflections and also connections to other persons. We'll be live at the main venue as soon as we get some things put in order. I'm Christian Atiku. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Bye for now.